Today I'm going to show you how to prune roses, one of the most popular garden plants. And if you've got established roses in your garden, end of winter into early spring is the time to prune them. Don't worry that these bushes don't look exactly like yours. This is a bush variety called Graham Thomas, and I'll show you the principles of pruning that you can apply to your bushes. To start with, some good gardening gloves, because roses are very thorny and you don't want to prick yourself, and a really sharp pair of secateurs are essential. And the thing you're doing when you're pruning your roses is to look at the bush and work out where the flowers are going to form. This rose bush has got the old flowers from last year at the top here, and we've got to cut those away because we're going to be encouraging strong new growth, which is going to carry the flowers this summer, probably June into July, and with repeat flowering varieties, keep flowering well through into autumn. The first thing to look for is any dead wood on your rose bush. Just have a look over it. On this particular bush here, I've got an old stem right the way down at the bottom, which I can prune away completely. And any dead little stumps or anything like that, you can prune these away completely because you'll get no growth from the dead wood. We've also got some old leaves on here, and some of them are showing black spots, which is a fungus disease. And by cutting away and pruning these away now, we can stop that disease transferring onto the new season. Now we want to create a lovely open shaped bush and avoid any inward crossing stems. So look at the bush, and if you see any branches going inwards, prune those away to keep the centre open. So I'm just going to come into the inside of the bush and just remove a few of them. Not too many at this stage. You can always come back and remove more, but once you've cut them away, they've gone. Keep standing back and looking at the bush. Take your time when you're pruning. Once you've opened up the centre of the bush, I'm going to be removing any of the old flowered stems and cutting back to a new bud. And what you're trying to do is to find buds lower down the stem which are pointing outwards. And I'm going to make my cut just above that, slanting the secateurs so that you've got a slanting cut just above the bud, and at a slant, so any rain falling on that will drain away. And from these new buds, you'll get a new shoot, which will carry flowers in the summer. Early spring is the perfect time for feeding your roses. Once they've been pruned, we want to encourage the strongest, healthiest growth, which is going to be covered with wonderful blooms in the summer. And roses, just like us, need feeding. And for this, we're going to use a proper rose fertiliser that's got everything in it a rose needs for strong growth, especially a nutrient called potash, which ensures you get the very best flowers. Now, follow the instructions on the packet. This is a granular product, and you just literally sprinkle it over the soil surface at the right dose. It's about a handful to a square yard. Sprinkle that over the surface of the soil. Once it's on, just get your garden fork and tease it into the soil surface. It won't start work until the rain gets into it and water and it dissolves down. And with the fertiliser on, finish off by sprinkling on a mulch of bark or peat-free compost, manure, anything like that. Be very generous, get this onto the soil surface, it locks in the moisture and it stops the annual weeds from growing. So mulch all the way around your plants, be very generous with that. And if you want more roses in the garden, or you haven't got any at all, really good time of year for planting roses. You can get them from B&Q, already pruned, perfect for planting, and these will produce new growth and flower this summer. So with the roses pruned, fed and mulched, we can now look forward to really stunning flower displays later in the summer.